All right, everybody, welcome back to the Campus House podcast. Today it is Chris and Jamie Dodson. Hello, Jamie.
Hey, hey.
So let's get right to it. Thanks for being with us, and we're going to discuss this week's topic of conversation for tomorrow night, and just a little bit of our schedule. So, Jamie, get us started, and if you miss anything, I'll try to fill it in.
Awesome. Cool. So
That's right.
tomorrow night, we've got Campus House, just regular Tuesday night worship. So
At
we will
7:30.
7:30 p.m., right?
But we'll
So
be there a little bit early if you want to come hang out.
hmm so we'll be there. We're also having a home cooked meal being provided
Yeah.
by the Crossbridge Rooted Group. We're gonna have a meal provided by them.
The
Should be a good
roots,
time.
the
The
roots are
Yeah,
bringing the food.
from Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah,
Jimmy
cool.
Fallon, right? Yeah,
Bring
nice.
yeah, bring a friend that needs a meal. We usually have more than enough.
Yeah, we do. We still got some leftover pizza from last week
I
that
would
I'm gonna
not
throw
eat
out.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that out today. But Wednesday, I'll be in the Hill Center for lunch. So swing on by if you're free. Should be there from 12:30 to no 12 to 2, not 12:30, 12 to 2. So I'll be there. So come on by if you're free. And on Thursday we have Thursday night hangouts. So just come on by and hang out at the campus house from 7:30 to whenever we're done, which is changes every week. So
And
yeah.
unfortunately there are no more UAB games.
No. You can thank North Texas for that. So,
I heard from you could thank the referees, but that's a whole different day. That might
that's
be a different podcast.
yeah,
Maybe our sports podcast we're going to do.
yeah. Well,
Disc golf and UAB Blazers. Is that
man,
is that right up your alley, Jamie?
I mean, you have one listener, but if I'm also talking, that'd be difficult. So, anyways,
I bet, yeah, absolutely. And we're going to kind of nail down. We're looking 2 weeks out. For those of you that don't know, or for those of you that do, we've been practicing some Texas Hold'em poker just for fun. No actual money is changing hands.
Hmm.
For our hopefully first semester championship of the Texas Hold'em, and we're looking 2 weeks out, and so we'll kind of nail down what night. We can do it Tuesday night. We could do it. We will talk about that tonight, and we have a surprise.
The secret.
If you're listening to the podcast, and Tuesday night you come to Jamie and say Chick-fil-A gift card, the first two people to do that get a $10 Chick-fil-A gift card. And I mean, I guess if you bring a friend and tell your friend, that's fine. But I'd keep it to myself. The first two
Hmm.
people, and if nobody does, it carries over to next week. We're not going to ask you about it.
Hmm.
So let's make it a little bit fun. So come up to Jamie, not me, and first two people to say Chick-fil-A gift card. What do you think? Jamie thinks this is a great stupid idea.
I love great stupid ideas.
That's why you work with me.
Yeah. Goodness, I love it.
All right, this week, I missed last week. I actually got to somebody shared with us a spot at the beach they own, and we got about 6 days away, and for kind of a midweek to midweek spring break for the kids and my wife. We homeschool, and it was great. Missed y'all, but really, really enjoyed our time away. So I want to pick up where I left off. And here, Jamie, y'all had a great conversation last week, but I want to pick up
Mhm.
with our conversation on power and influence. We spoke 2 weeks ago about how we think we have power, but the truth is what we really have might actually be, this is a weird word, more powerful, which is we actually have influence that creates an environment that creates, it doesn't guarantee outcomes, but we don't really have power anyway. And so we're going to kind of talk a little bit more about the source of that power and kind of how we find that um, displayed even in the Bible. So, Jamie, a little quick thoughts about that. Anything you want to whet their appetite with?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's really interesting the distinguishing between power and influence, and how like influence is much more long term, right? Like
Very
influence is
good.
much
Very good.
more like influence is a lot more. I mean, I think power is like really acute and like in a moment, like you have this power over this situation, and it's like, and that's not necessarily like healthy for like many people to have, but like this influence, like this much longer influence, it does kind of, I think you said earlier, like it kind of reflects the free will that our God gives us. And so it's like, you know, I think it's like it's that letting go of that power and understanding that like the influence is much more relational. Influence is much more like, um when we sit down and we think about like we don't necessarily think about the most powerful people in our lives, right? Like we think about the people who kind of helped us along the way, the people who kind of influenced that.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's a great way to look at it.
yeah,
And I've never heard anyone say, you know, I'm so thankful for so and so. They were the most powerful person in my. But
yeah,
I have
yeah,
heard many times, some of the most influential people in my life were.
yeah.
And the beautiful thing is, power attempts to guarantee an outcome.
Hmm.
Influence admits from the get go that we don't have the ability to
Yeah,
guarantee an outcome.
yeah.
We can create an environment. And so part of this is, what's the source of that? And how do we find that even example in God and in Jesus, even in the Holy Spirit, the idea of influence. And I would say, I hate to, there's got to be a better word for it, but that influence really is more powerful, that it brings about more. Uh, yeah, I'll just say that it's more powerful. We'll leave it there.
Hmm.
So you guys know, switching gears here, that we try to have two at least of Jamie's Java reviews,
Mm.
campus house critiques. I will say that Jamie probably makes as good a cup of coffee as any of these places, if especially if he gets his coffee from there. So, Jamie,
Oh yeah.
what do you got for us this week? And let's see how concise we can be for our listeners today.
Yeah, yeah. So we got two coffee shops today. We got Filter and Makers. So Filter is very close by. Makers is very far away. So Filter is at 5 points. So real quick rundown. Their coffee is an 8.1.
Wow.
Of this part of the coffee, of this part of the list, they have the highest number. So they're kind of in the middle of the list, but they've got the highest coffee rating. So their atmosphere is a 7.1, which is pretty good. So hold up. Yeah, so they got a 7.1 on the atmosphere. It's pretty cool in there. It used to be an old Starbucks. That's pretty interesting. It's much cooler than it was then. So customer service is 6.1. They got pretty good customer service. I enjoy it. And then X Factor. Oh wait, no, I was reading the wrong one. Okay, so customer service they got 7. All right, so they have 7, which is pretty good. Really good. Here's what gets them. It's the X Factor. They're currently the only coffee shop with a negative X Factor. Right. So it can be from -5 to +5. They've got a -1.
Mm,
And here's the reason. It being in 5 points south, that's not a problem. The issue is that 5 points south is a place where just weird things happen all the time, right? Like it's just and something always happens in Filter, and every time I'm in there, something weird happens. Like someone's like yelling at someone, or like someone's like, you know, just a really awkward interaction or something like that in there. I don't know. I don't know if it's actually. I don't think it's anything that they've created. It's a wonderful space, but I can't deny that every time I go there, something weird happens.
maybe
But
we need to go back. Maybe we need to go back and give them another shot.
yeah, yeah, I think so. I think so. But Makers is shoot somewhere out in like clay, I think. So it's kind of in the it's in the fold. It's not a broad, but their coffee is a 7.4. They got a pretty good coffee list. They're really they're they keep a
There-
pretty simple menu.
We've got some folks out in Irondale, Trustville, Northeast. Might want to take a drive.
Yeah, yeah. Their atmosphere is a 7.9. So they got a really cool atmosphere. They've got like some garage doors that are like glass and like let in a lot of natural light. Their kind of coffee sitting area is like really cool. You can sit down at like kind of bar tables, or you can sit down at regular tables or couches or chairs. They got really cool t-shirts, by the way. They got like a little cool t-shirt rack that has some stuff on it. Really cool t-shirts. Their let me see, I just went over their atmosphere. Their customer service is 6.5, so pretty good. 5 is the average, so they're above average. They're pretty good. Nice people. And then they get an X factor of 3. Wait, hold up. They get an X factor of sorry, this list. 2. Yeah. The X factor of 2. So they're also a church. So they got like a big church like room like in the back that's kind of cool. But like another X factor is like a lot of the people that go there are the church like goers. And so it's kind of cool like because like they're walking in like they're bringing their kids and like they're having like meetings with friends and like meetings with like pastors and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little place. So yeah, that's my review of Makers and Filter. We'll give Filter another chance at some point.
Maybe go grab some of their coffee and we'll make some Tuesday night or a Tuesday night soon.
Yeah.
All right. Well, appreciate you guys. Come see us tomorrow night. And if you're listening to this afterwards, come hang out with us and ask us some questions maybe. Campus House is a place where we really it's a part of Encounter Ministries, and we want you to be able to drop by. We've got couches everywhere, a place to study, free Wi-Fi, watch TV, hang out. Recently, we had one of our graduate students come by, I think, twice in a day and take a nap. But we want to be a place and share, a good conversation with Jamie as well. So we want it to be a place that can be your living room away from home. We do not endorse who Jamie just did a little product placement for. I don't know if everybody saw that or not. But anyway, we will have drinks and snacks around as well. So come hang out with us at Campus House. We'll talk to you all soon, and goodbye.
See you later.